It has been about 2 years since I've done my video on MCTD, Mixed Connective Tissue Disease, and I have gotten multiple people contact me asking me how I'm doing now and what I've changed, what I've tried, because in that last video, which I will link, I was mentioning everything that I was planning to try and that I really wanted to try every single possible remedy or whatever that I could come up with to see if it helped my symptoms at all before I decided to take the medicine that the doctors wanted to give me, because the medicine caused all sorts of other problems and was, frankly, for me, a bit terrifying. So I didn't want to do that unless I had to. So all that information is in the past video. So I really wanted to get on here and tell you what is different now. And I have made some changes and they have been good. I've made some good changes. I'm feeling so much better. So let's just boil it down. I'm going to try to make this not too rambly. That's going to be hard for me if you know me at all from my regular channel. Please understand, this is not, medical advice. I am not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not anything. I am only a person who has struggled with chronic pain for many, many years, and I've tried everything. I've gone everywhere and tried everything, and these are the things that work for me. I'm not saying that they will definitely work for you. I'm not saying you won't get some sort of an adverse reaction if you try these things. So remember, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. So just use this advice however you'd like to, that might help you. Anyway, here we go. First of all, I still have the symptoms, many of the symptoms that I always did. Still calling it MCTD. However, it could also be called U.S.A, which is undifferentiated connective tissue disease, just because I don't seem to have any specific ones that they can pinpoint, but I have symptoms of many different ones. And so that's just what they lump it in and call it. In general, all of these type of things are kind of known as mystery illnesses still. There's so much that we don't know about a lot of chronic pain and things like that that people are experiencing. But my symptoms don't really fall into any one category. They just mimic a lot of certain ones. I have a lot of what people could consider fibromyalgia. I have fascia or fascia, whichever way you want to pronounce it, issues. That's something we'll discuss too. But basically, in a nutshell, again, this is all in my past video, I have experienced over the last 20 to 25 years, it's been a while, closer to 20 years, a lot of joint pain, aching, just widespread throughout my whole body, tender spots, my fascia, which is the interwoven kind of a sheath or whatever over all your muscles and your organs and kind of holds all your things together. It's almost like the white part of an orange. Imagine in an orange, your skin is the orange part on the outside. You peel that away and that white stuff with the strings that holds the rest of the orange together that you peel off, consider that is like what I'm talking about when I say the fascia. That for me just really tightens up and it gets distorted and it gets super tight, and it sometimes even has adhesions, especially in my neck and shoulders. So I actually have to go through what is, it's torture. It is torture. Where they have to break it up because it cracks. It makes crackling noise. It's horrific. But anyway, it just gets tight and I can't move, move areas as much as I normally would be able to. I feel just horribly tight and painful. And then when something there tightens, the muscles, kind of make a difference on the other parts of my body, and then everything gets sore and it's insane. So the things that I have on top of that are strange rashes that no one can figure out. They've been biopsied many times. Yeah, they're just random strange rashes. I also have Raynaud's, which just all of a sudden the tips of my fingers will just become numb and they look like yellow, white, like scary, like gray, like cadaver dead, because there's absolutely no circulation. So strange things. Anyway, I also, possibly unrelated, but many of these type things go hand in hand, I also do have hypothyroidism, which I am being treated for. However, in my opinion, just because my blood levels say that I'm at the right level and so forth, I don't feel any different with my symptoms from that. Nothing else has changed. It just, my blood says it's fine. Yay, but all my symptoms are still there. So that's a little frustrating and I'm still working on that. But in talking about the MCTD, in the last year or so, I have I've had quite a few changes that I've made. I have a lot of notes here because I don't want to miss anything. So basically the things that I've tried over the last 2 years are, let's see, I tried everything I could possibly try. Acupuncture, full blood screening for food allergies, full screening for contact allergy testing, yoga, gluten-free diet, vegetarian diet, meditation, LED light therapy, 6 vials of blood sent to Mayo Clinic, gastrointestinal testing, circulation testing, carpal tunnel torture testing. They literally zap you with electric stuff until you scream, until you just cannot take it anymore, to know how much to see what your carpal tunnel level is. It's great. Far infrared sauna, cryotherapy, chiropractic adjustment for pain relief, orthotic inserts in my shoes. I've had my energy cleared and consulted a psychic. And like I said earlier in my other video, I would dance around the moon at midnight on Tuesdays if it made it better. So I will try anything, and I have tried pretty much everything I can imagine trying. Now, that said, I have done all this, and of all those things, certain things have helped me, like the infrared sauna does help me. It's temporary, of course, so it's something you need to continue doing. That definitely has helped me. But the things that have helped me the absolute most are, number one is gluten-free diet. The minute I add any gluten in, I start aching like crazy. Now, this was extremely hard for me to go gluten-free. For me, it's not a fad. It's not like, oh my God, she's gluten-free, I'm sick of it. I get that. I understand that it seems like it's sort of a fad or whatever right now, but in all honesty, this has been something that I have been working on becoming completely gluten-free for many, many years before the gluten-free fad. And usually a gluten allergy or whatever, the reaction is all intestinal. For me, that's not it at all. It just makes me ache, gives me headaches. It's amazingly different when I do not have any gluten in my diet, unfortunately, because I love everything that has gluten in it. And yeah, and having a gluten-free diet is not easy, but it is worth it. Let me tell you, I feel 20 years, better. So anyway, I have definitely gone completely gluten-free. And if I ever do cheat or accidentally have, get glutened at a restaurant or whatever, I feel it. I feel it instantly, and it reminds me all over again why I'm doing it. So I do highly recommend that. It takes a while to get the gluten out of your system, out of your bowels and so forth, and get it completely gone. So give it a good shot. It's worth it. I've had my days of, my year or so of just being very, very crabby about it. But now it's part of life, and I'm fine. So yeah, gluten-free helps so much. Remaining calm. Now this sounds stupid, but basically everything you read about this type of a situation with connective tissue diseases and stuff, it's a systemic situation where you need to keep your central nervous system calm. The minute things get riled up in your world, the more you have flares. And flares are not something you really want to have. It's just when you just feel like you cannot function. It hurts so bad everywhere. Getting out of bed is hard, going up any steps. I'm now able to go up and down my steps of my house freely and wonderfully. When we first moved here a few years ago, almost 5 years ago, I literally couldn't go upstairs hardly at all. It would take a while. It would hurt like so bad that I just didn't even want to do it. Thank goodness our master's on the main floor. But now I can go up and down all the time. So these changes have helped. But yeah, remaining calm is definitely one of the things. I try to meditate. I do yoga. The deep breathing has been proven to calm your central nervous system. I just try to take things, it's a process. I try to take things one thing at a time. I'm a multitasker. I think of 12 things at all times, constantly going on in my head. I've had to really focus on changing that, on just trying to live in the moment, live in that one thing that I'm doing at that moment, try to set the other things aside, put them on the back burner in my brain. And that has been a struggle for me. I'm still not there yet, but I'm working very hard at it. And I know that when I do stay more calm, more centered, more in the moment, everything feels better in me. And it seems like such a tiny little stupid thing to change. How would that make a difference? But it truly has made a difference for me. Let's see here. Yoga, stretching out my sore muscles. I have to keep everything moved and stretched out. I have to get massages all the time. That sounds like, oh, you poor dear, you have to get massages. But For me, a massage is extremely painful. I mean, you're breaking up that fascia. It's crackly, it's so sore. I have knots in places that, you know, and they never go away. I mean, I get a massage and it's not like I walk out going, oh, wow, that freed everything up. No, I'm still very, very tight, very much pain, but if I don't at least get those regular massages, I can't function. So for me, it's a matter of, can I walk? Can I not? You know, I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's true. So yeah, I have to have massages. If I could get one every day, that would be ideal, but of course I cannot do that. But they really do help to just keep me moving at all. So yeah, massages, I have to get those. I have to know my limits. Basically, I need to, and I'm not good at this, but I'm working very hard and I have improved over the last couple of years and it's made a huge difference. I tend to want to be someone who just wants to do it myself. I'd rather just do whatever the task is myself. I don't want to ask someone to do it or, you know, have someone come in to do it. I just really want to do it myself. And I've learned to have to let some things go. Any kind of help I can get, I do, but I still want to do things myself. I want to go out and weed the garden. I want to take a walk. I want to, you know, clean this or put this together or, you know, whatever. And I do what I can, and I try not to overdo it. Now, do I still overdo it? Yes, I do, and I pay for it. When I put all that patio furniture together, if you watch my videos, my normal videos, oh my gosh, was I in pain. For a good week and a half afterwards, it got me, it bit me back. But I'm so happy I did it. I still am glad I did it and I wanted to, so I did. So I kind of make choices like that. There are some days that I'm good and I know I can do something like that even though I'll pay for it. There are other days I know I cannot, I just can't do it. Anytime I'm standing, I have to stand for a long time, I wear out very, very quickly. Everything just starts seizing up on me and it just kills. Things, you know, like get-togethers where we're like even like meetups and things that I've been invited to. If it's a long process and we're at one store and then we walk to the next store and then we're standing there for a couple hours and then the next store, I can't do things like that. I would love to, but I can't. I just know that it's not something I can do physically, especially on certain days. There's absolutely no way. Even on my best days, that would hurt me. So you just need to learn what works for you, for your body. Anything long and sustained is a problem for me. A long, long, long walk is a problem for me. I can definitely take walks, you know, but I just need to know my limits. So find your limits, learn them, and try not to overdo it. Anytime there's something even fun but kind of stressful, like preparing for guests to come to the house and you're doing extra cleaning and extra, you know, stuff and getting extra food and, you know, preparing and planning and all that. It's fun, it's wonderful, but it hurts me, you know, and I know this. So I have to plan way in advance and, you know, I have to ease my way into it and so forth and try to hire out as much of the help as I possibly can. And that helps me too. Let's see. I have to learn to say no. If I don't say no, I will flare. I know it. And I'm not good at that, so I don't overdo, and I've had to say no to a lot of different things. But every chance I can, I say yes, because I'm much happier if I can just get out occasionally, do fun things, whether I pay for it the next couple days or not. But I have to plan my active moments. You know, even sometimes just going to the grocery store that day and running a couple errands is about all I can do, and I'm hurting. So I just need to know my limits and do what I can. Basically, let's see, my other thing, I've learned to avoid chemicals, preservatives, dyes, anything like that in foods, in products that I use. I try to be as natural as I possibly can. We have canceled some of our yard stuff for spraying for bugs and spraying for things like that, because I found out that when they would spray inside under the sinks, they would just do a little bit of spray under there for spiders once a year. Whenever they did that, I would wake up in the morning with my lips extremely swollen and my eyelids swollen. And I'm like, what is that about? If I can remember, I'll insert this picture. It was ridiculous. I have these joint lips all of a sudden. Okay, not good. So I knew that something that was bad. So even though it was under the sink and, you know, the doors were closed to it, it affected me that much. So I try very hard to find natural food alternatives. I try to eat fresh organic fruits and vegetables. Try to avoid anything that's in a box that has a list of ingredients of, you know, things you can't pronounce, all that kind of thing. And that has helped me a lot more than you'd think. I mean, I was amazed at how much that has helped. Sure, would I rather eat, you know, bad things and easy things and whatever? You know, sometimes yes, but because it takes a lot of preparation for some of the things, like, you know, homemade guacamole with the, you know, raw garlic, raw onion, avocado. I put tomatoes in. You know, these are all fresh, real ingredients, and that really helps me a lot. So, any foods that cause inflammation. Google your foods that cause inflammation. Just avoid those and eat the ones that help get rid of inflammation, because inflammation is a huge thing if you have any of these issues too. So this guy, Anthony William, medical medium. Now, take this however you will. Some of you may just completely be against it. Like I said, I'd do anything to feel better, so I thought I'd, you know, whatever. It's the secret behind chronic and mystery illness and how to finally heal. And this man has healed so many people by explaining why, explaining what Lyme disease, people with Lyme disease and the triggers for that, any type of illness that you have that seems kind of a mystery thing that you just can't seem to feel like yourself anymore. It tends to really explain that, and it's a little out there in that he is a psychic medium, but he has healed so many people. And yeah, anyway, he also has the thyroid healing book and the life-changing foods. So the general premise of all of this is not to necessarily change everything you're eating, but just add a lot of these in, which are fresh organic fruits and vegetables for the most part. Some nuts, things like that. And that's what I do. I eat raw almonds as much as I possibly can. I avoid wheat. I avoid dairy. I do not eat eggs. And I try to cut down my sugar very, you know, a lot. So yeah, it's a lot to do. It's a lot to take in, but I can get upstairs now. I can actually take longer walks. I can live my life in a happier way. So generally, I don't like talking about it on a regular basis. I have many friends who know me in my real life who are astounded when they find out that, you know, I've been dealing with this forever. But yeah, the question for me every single day when I wake up is not, are you in pain? Because yes, I am. I'm always in pain. I have to admit it, I'm in chronic pain at all times. The question is how much and what can I do that day without hurting myself and becoming overdone and in bigger pain the next day. So I just have to balance it. I have to balance everything in my diet, everything that I do. I have to balance it the best I can. And I live with chronic pain. I just do. And yeah. It's okay, because I'm now to the point using these things where I can function, I can be a part of society, I don't have to dwell on it, I don't even have to explain it to other people in my life. If I say, you know, my family of course knows, and close friends, but other people, if I say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that today, I'm sorry, I can't do that today. I don't feel the need to tell everybody, so you know my reasons why. Anyway, learn to say no, take care of yourself, try these things. They seem simple and whatever, but they were life-changing for me. They work so well for me personally. I wish you all the best. Please contact me. My email is listed down below this video if you want to email me your situation. Let me know that how you're doing and what you've tried that seems to work for you. I'm always up to try new things, and I just really appreciate you watching this and all your understanding for this. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.